I was definitely at a prostitution house. maybe, maybe it was not a prostitution house anymore, but it was at some point. Like, the person that built that place made it solely to be a prostitution house, but then maybe someone else bought um, a couple years later, slapped the name a hotel, and started selling it as that. So it was weird, um, to say the least. It was very weird. So I had to travel to another place a couple days ago, and it was like I didn't had time to plan that. I just received the news that I should be um, somewhere, and I think it was less than a week. Um, so yeah, I had less than 7 days to plan that travel, that trip. So instead of doing what a normal person would do, which is going to, I don't know, booking.com and looking at the list can stained place to sleep at. Instead of doing the normal procedure, I I knew a guy. I knew a guy that knew another guy that knew the owner of a hotel. So um yeah, what could possibly go wrong? It's just like um I I know this guy and I trust him and I hope he knows the other guy and trust him, and I know the other guy knows the hotel owner and trust him. Um but I wouldn't be surprised if I woke up and both my kidneys wasn't on me anymore. The red flags were all over the place. I just chose not to look at them. Which is not a very good way to deal with your problems, but as I said, I didn't had much time to plan that trip. So that's how I got. Um so I believe it's better to start at the street. So the street this hotel is located, um, it's a commercial zone, right? Um, so you have supermarkets, you are gonna have um, convenience stores, you're gonna have all of that, and but like commercial does not limit to that, so you can probably get some drugs in there too. So that's the street where the the hotel was. There was like trash all over the street. Like we got to the place and it's like the whole street, the whole area where I walked by had like trash thrown in the sides of the street, like in the um on the sidewalk. I think that's how it's called, but the the place people walk. Um, so just to be sure, um, yeah, sidewalk. So there was trash thrown in there. There was like power lines, not like power lines split in half, and just waiting for someone to touch them. Um, so yeah, that was the street, a very um, welcoming place. Not for the type of person that I am, but yeah, it was surely welcoming for someone. Um, so yeah, and then there was the hotel. The hotel was not tall. Um, he was like just 3 floors, ground floor, first and second floor. So it was not a tall hotel. And like the ground floor was just the reception. There was nothing else in there. And the first and second was the rooms. And I believe there was around 10 rooms on each floor. So it was not a tall building. And it also was not wide, which is a problem. The width of the hotel was like 2 rooms and a hallway in the middle of them. So like if you're standing in front of the hotel, you're gonna see the ground floor, which will be the reception. You're gonna see the first floor. To the left, there will be a window for one room. To the right, there will be a window for another room, and a hallway in the middle between the 2 rooms. And the same on the second floor. Um, so on each floor, just 2 rooms with windows facing the main street. So it was not tall, it was not wide, but the hotel was pretty deep. So it was 5 rooms deep, which will generate a problem because the rooms that are not close to the street don't have windows to any open area. The ventilation is just made it's just based off shafts, so it can be good if you do it right, but they didn't. So the 8 rooms on each floor that are not facing the street just don't have any ventilation at all, and that's where I stayed. On one of those rooms. But I have to say that among all the trash rooms, I got the best of them because the staircase is at the back of the hotel, and my room was the last one, which means that my room had a window to the staircase. So it was not just the shaft. I had another window. I have a second one. So yeah, I was privileged at that. But yeah, that's the hotel, the infrastructure of it. Um, but going inside of it, you enter the place, you go past the reception, and there is the first set of stairs you need to pass by, and those stairs, I believe it was a meter wide. Um, wait a second, I have a measuring tape. What am I doing? Let's see this. I believe it was 1 meter. Um, yeah, that's about right. Which it's not enough for 2 people to pass by So just imagine you're in a hallway and you're going one direction and there is another person coming towards you. So you're gonna have to pass by each other at some point. And but like the hallway is just too narrow, so you have to like turn to your side and the other person have to do the same so you can pass by each other. So that's how the stairs was. It's like one mirror, but that's not enough for like two people to go to up at the same time, or like to pass each other. And then you go past that stair set. Uh, you were at the first floor, but my room was at the second floor. And to go up to the second floor, you would have to pass another set of stairs. And I believe the second floor was built sometime later. Like they built the ground and the first, and they decided to expand it. So they built the second one. And I say that because the stair was clearly made by someone else. Because, first of all, the stair was 60 centimeters wide. So, just for the Americans listening to this, 1 meter is 3 feet. Uh, and 4 inches, I believe that's how it's said. And 60, which is like the first set of stairs, and 60 centimeters is 2 feet wide. So if you're a little bit chubby, if you had a little bit of overweight, you wouldn't be able to stay on the second floor because you wouldn't go past the second set of stairs. And I don't even believe it was like 60. Maybe it was half a meter, which is like 1 foot and 8 inches. So it was bad. And that was not even the worst problem of that stair. The worst problem was that the steps, some of them, not all, because they wanted you to be surprised. So some of the steps are kind of inclinated, so you won't notice that much when you're going up, because you're going up the stairs, you're moving forward, so you are kind of like putting your weight forward. So there is no problem. But when you're going down the stairs and you're putting your weight forward, um, you can totally slip on some of those steps, which like the first set of stairs is bad, but it's not that bad. The steps are kind of straight, so there is no risk of falling. But yeah, on the second set, there is this little problem, this detail that you have to pay attention to if you don't want to, die in a hotel. So yeah, I went up the second set, I got to my room, and I opened it, the entrance door. And I was at that moment where you're trying to figure out where stuff is. Like you open like it's at night, so it's dark. You open the door, and you're still trying to figure out, all right, where is the lights? Where is the switches? And at that moment, that I'm standing in front of the open door, with only the light coming from the hallway, um, illuminating the room, I just see something in the ground, like running very fast. A like brown dot running and entering a hole in a hole, like, and then that was the moment I knew I wouldn't be able to sleep in there. So the room, I can't say it was infested with cockroaches because saying it was infested, um, it's not enough. Like it does not make justice to that room. That was a breeding place. That was like the cockroaches room, and I was their guest. That's how that place um, felt like. So I finally figure out where the lights are, where the switches are. So I turn it on, and I'm like, okay, I just need to go to the bathroom because I'm not staying right here, right now. Like I need to eat something, so I'm just going to the bathroom. Um, I'm gonna do what I have to do in there, and I'm getting out to eat something. So I just go to the bathroom and um, I use the toilet and I go to the sink to wash my hands. Um, and how do I explain that? You know, faucets, like sink faucets, um, they have kind of a grid on them to prevent animals from getting inside of it. So if you go to like your kitchen or your bathroom and you look at the faucet, um, at the place the water comes from, there will probably be a grid in there to prevent like animals from coming or debris from um, getting out. So it will like prevent those things from happening. Um, and I just opened uh, the faucet and water came out of it, which is great, is a good news, but cockroaches also came out of it. Um, and that was the moment I decided I was not going to brush my teeth on that sink. And then, like, I dealt with the roaches and I got curious, so I looked underneath the faucet, and that's when I saw that there was no grid for whatever reason. It was just a hole, an open hole where stuff could get inside. Um, and stuff got inside and out when I turned the water on, which makes me think of how much people just don't wash their hands because if you are like using the sink, if you are constantly opening the faucet, water will constantly be flowing there, and there will be um, no proper moment for roaches to crawl inside. So there was probably a lot of people that just forgot what a sink was when they stayed at that room. Um, but yeah, I just that was like all I did at that moment. So I left my backpack in there, and I got out to eat something. Um, and I was like, okay, it's for one night. I'm just gonna sleep in here, and tomorrow morning out of this place. I'm back at my house, um, so it's not gonna be a big of a big of a deal. I'm just like I don't know. I'm gonna ask for like some kind of poison I can like spray on the roaches, and everything will be fine. Um, so I got out, I ate something, and then I came back to the room. Um, and let me describe that better, because I, at that point, I didn't pay much attention to the room. Um, so you get in front of the entrance door. You open it, um, and there will be a hallway, like a passage in front of you, and there is no like separation between the bathroom and the bedroom. Besides a like a meter tall wall. So there is no door between the bathroom and the bedroom. So you open the entrance door, there is a hallway, like a passage, and if you look forward, you will see the um, like the hole, um, not the hole, the area without the 1 meter wall, where you pass through to get to the bathroom. And still looking forward, you will have the sink and a mirror on the wall. To the to your right, there will be the bed, and the bed occupies the whole area of the bedroom. There is not the passage from the main entrance to the bathroom. So there is no circulation area around the bed. Because they built the bed out of concrete, which is not a problem if you do it right, which they didn't. So how will you do it? You build the four walls that will delimit the bed area, and then you cover it with bricks, with concrete, with whatever won't get out of place. Usually with concrete is the like best option, because then you will have a sealed area that bugs can't get in. You will still have ants because they will eat their way through anything, but it's like it's contained. You have four walls and you have like a like, quote unquote roof. So it's like it's sealed. And on top of that, you will put the mattress, and that's all. That's not how they did the bed. Um, the bed obviously had the walls delimiting it, but they didn't cover it with concrete. They just placed a wooden grid on top of it, and then the mattress on top of the grid, which will lead to some problems. Um, but I'll get to that later. So to your right, there will be the bed, and then the in one of the sides, like the one facing the bathroom, there will be the 1 meter tall wall, and still at the entrance, you can see the shower head. So that's how the room was. There was also a TV that I didn't placed any of my body parts beneath it, because the TV was being held in place by tape. And I didn't want to risk being crippled while I was sleeping. So yeah, Oh, and also to um, at the opposite side of the bed there will be a mirror, which is what made me realize that place was probably used as a prostitution house at some point in place. Well, the mirror and the people moaning next door. Uh, but yeah, more on that later. So like the mirror was the it started at the exact same height as the mattress was, and it went up um, like a meter and a half. So the mirror was definitely to look um, at while using the room. Um, so going back to the bed, as I said, they made the walls but didn't cover it with concrete. Instead, they just placed a wooden grid and a mattress and called it a day. So that will lead to first the bug problem, because now you have an open area where bugs can easily access. But you will also have the, let's call it Asmongold problem, which is people accumulating trash where they shouldn't. So Asmongold, for the ones who don't know, is just a streamer, and his house looks like trash. It's garbage. There is like it's the image on the thumbnail. He's getting better. I have to give him that. Um, so like he started cleaning it um, due to some recent events, but yeah, that's the feeling. If you know him, then you can have an idea of how bad that room was. So the bed had the Asmongold problem of people accumulating trash where they shouldn't. And how do I know that? Because I know that because I made the wrong decision to lift the mattress to look at the bed because I was curious about it. I wanted to know if they had covered it with concrete like they should, or if they left it open. So I lifted the mattress and let's just say condom was the least of my problems, because there was a lot in there. If someone took a shit in that place, I wouldn't be surprised. Um, so the main reason for the cover, as I said, you prevent bugs, you prevent dust, and like it's a sealed space, you don't have to clean it because dirt will not get in there. If you make only the walls and you put just a grid on top of it, now you will have people throwing trash in there, and you have bugs going in there, and you have dust accumulating in there, and you can't properly clean it because the room is not that big, so there is not much space for you to move stuff around. So you can't properly lift the mattress and the grid, and you can't properly clean it because you would have how's it called? Um, you would need a vacuum cleaner to remove the dust. But if you want to do a more heavy cleaning with water and soap, Um, Preferably, you can't use much because if you soak that in water, you will have mold problem. So it's not that easy to clean. Like you can't. Okay, one guest just came out, so we have someone waiting. Go clean that real quick, and we can like put this other person in the room. You can't do that. Like it's not possible. You need more time to clean beneath the mattress, and it's a hotel, so it's open um, every day of the year. So you just don't have much break time to properly clean that. So you just broom it and like maybe mop it, but that's all you will have time to do. Um, so that's why you should cover with something like concrete, like the bed. Um, so yeah, that was the the general experience of that room. Um, when I got back, I was just like thinking, okay, I'm tired, so I'm gonna take a shower and I'm probably gonna brush my teeth in the shower because I don't trust that sink, as I said. And the shower head has a natural grid, so at least I know there won't be like cockroaches coming out of it. So, so that's like what I did. And then when I went back to the bedroom, there was already like roaches on the bed, like on the top of the bed. Um, so yeah, I had to get like poison, spray poison to fix that room. Um, and I believe like that was not my room problem. That was definitely the hotel problem. Like every room, I believe was like that. Maybe the ones that have windows facing the street was a little bit better because you would have proper ventilation in there. But yeah, all the 16 other rooms, they totally had that problem. Um, it was like holes connect, kind of connecting the rooms, so we shared roaches between rooms. Um, Also, there was another thing that made me think it was a prostitution house at some point, which was the room service. So you could order like stuff. You could order some drinks, snacks, ice, whatever from the reception, and the way they would give those things to you was through a passage on the the hallway. Like on the hallway, there would be these boxes um, uh, where the staff, like, they would go to the hallway, open the box, place whatever you ordered in there, close the box, and then you on the inside of the room would just open it from inside the room, grab whatever you order, and then close it. So it's like you order something, um, the staff will get to that, will give that to you, but like they will do their best to like not um, enter the room. Sorry about that, and like not see what you're doing because, as I said, it was probably a prostitution house. at some point, and then someone um, bought the place and tried to rebrand it as a hotel, but people still use that as a prostitution house. And I know that because at the next day, um, well, first of all, how was my night? I didn't sleep at all. Like, I slept in short periods, like the maximum I slept was like 1 hour. Like, I would get 1 hour of sleep, woke up, and just like touch my body to see if every limb was still in there, if I still had 20 fingers total, like 10 fingers and 10 toes total. So yeah, and then I would be awake for like, oh, also scan for roaches, and then I would be awakened for like half an hour before going back to sleep, and waking up in the next 1 hour, just repeating that until other places opened. Because as soon as it was like 8 in the morning, I just took a shower, left, and my plan was just to go back to the room only when only to like grab my backpack and leave that city. Because like I got there at night, I rented that room, stayed at it, like just slept at it, and then the next day I woke up, would solve some stuff I had to solve in that place, in the city, and like eat something, and then I would go back to the room, grab my things, and leave the city. Um, so like my plan was just to get the room, just to like sleep and nothing more. So as soon as I saw it was 8 in the morning, I just took a shower, uh, got out to eat something, and solve everything I had to solve. Um, and then, like, when everything was like fixed, I just went back to grab my things and leave. And at that moment, like when I was in the morning, when I was leaving, was when I started hearing uh, some people moaning very loudly and a lot of slaps. Bro was like, yeah. If I knew the rapper that was accused of beating his wife, I would do a joke about that. But I don't have enough pop culture knowledge for it. But yeah, a lot of mollies and a lot of slaps. So um, besides not being a like prostitution house anymore, like not having that name, like now it's a hotel. Um, Nothing is stopping people from using it like that. And it was like really cheap, so you kind of like you're kind of inviting people to do that in there, which is great for you because they will pay for like a whole day and staying there for 20 minutes to like half an hour. So yeah, um, that was like my experience living as Asmongold for a whole day. Man, that was. Oh, I forgot to tell about the shafts, because my room had a window facing the staircase, as I said, and also had a window facing the shaft. Both of them were like not even half a meter. Um, the windows were not even half a meter in any dimension. So yeah, I had an extra window, but they it was like they wasn't even there. None of the windows, because they uh, helped it nothing. It's like, and I risk saying that leaving them open would be even worse, because if they don't clean the bed, like the area beneath the bed, what make you think that they will clean the ventilation shafts? So leaving the windows open is just like another entrance for the roaches to get into the room. So I didn't even open that. Just left it closed. Um, there was a fan, like a ceiling fan on that room, which was nice if it properly worked. Um, as much like I'm talking about the room and then I'm just remembering small stuff. So there was the fan. How could I have forgot about it? The fan was not properly um, fixed in the ceiling, so you would turn it on and it wouldn't properly function because, as I said, it was not fixed in the ceiling, so it would wobble uh, a little bit, and by wobbling, uh, the the hands, I don't think that's how it's called, but yeah, we'll go with that. The ceiling fan would wobble, and the hands of it wouldn't properly turn because of the wobbling. So it wouldn't properly generate wind. So having the fan on or off was kind of the same. I noticed like a little bit of an improvement by having it on, but it was not much. Yeah. Oh, there was also just one energy socket, like outlet. There was only one outlet in the room. Well, technically there was three, but two of them would totally fry me to death if I tried to use them, because there was at the tops of the wall beneath the TV, because the TV was really high in the wall. So on top of the TV would be an outlet that wouldn't have any protection. Like the sometimes it's plastic, sometimes it's metal case. What outlet case wasn't there. So there was the holes where you can plug stuff, and there would be the all the wires showing up. And on top of the mirror, there would also be another outlet. There would be like in the same state. You can plug stuff in there, but all the wires are exposed. Probably some roaches living there, and they probably ate a little bit of the wires. So if you connect anything, yeah, it's like there is a chance of everything catching on fire. Even the TV was not connected to that outlet there was on top of it. The TV was connected on a outlet that was by the bed, like on top of the mattress. There will be an outlet on the wall, and that's where the TV was plugged in. Notice that I say was, because when I got to the room, The TV was not plugged in there anymore because the previous guest probably disconnected it to connect their phone. Because as I said, only 3 outlets, 2 of them are fire hazards, and the other one, the TV was connected. So they unplugged it from there to like charge their phones. And since they already went through the trouble of doing that, I didn't want it to connect the TV because I also would use the outlet to connect my phone. And that was a terrible outlet. I have to say that it was one of those loose outlets. So you would connect stuff in there, and if you breathe too hard near the outlet, it would unconnect whatever you placed in there. So I was all the time I spent in there charging my phone, I would be looking at it every 5 minutes just to be sure that it was charging. Which would be a problem because, as I said, this one outlet was close to the mattress and there was no place I could put my phone while it was charging except on top of the mattress where I was sleeping. So there was a chance of me by sleeping, by moving while I was sleeping, to just unconnect that, and then I would be fucked for the next day, more than the woman next door. Oh, because I really needed my phone to contact some people and like to look at the uh, at the hours, like what time it was, because I had like a really I don't think it's narrowed schedule. Like if my schedule was I could like change anything of it, and I had to be on time for the things I had to do in there. So yeah, that was that was something. Like at least it gave me this video, right? So that's what made me stay in there. By like all the time I spent in that place was just okay. It's just one night. It's just to sleep, and maybe it will give me a video. Like I'm recording those things now, like movie reviews, gaming reviews, whatever. So maybe I can just talk about it in there. So here we are. Um, Obviously, I'm not gonna say the name of the hotel because no one listening to this will stay in that place. So don't worry, you're not like accidentally enter that hotel. So yeah, uh, I don't know what can you learn from this video if you listened up to this up to this point. I don't know. You can learn not to trust people that you know, that knows another guy that knows the owner of a hotel. Just don't do that. Like the Ant-Man movies, you know that? The Marvel Ant-Man movies. There is this character that just says, "Oh, I heard from a guy that heard from a guy that heard from a guy that this will be good." Yeah, don't do that. It's not a good idea. Learn from my mistakes. Unless you have a YouTube channel and like you want to talk about it. So yeah, go for it. Go full Gordon Ramsay all those places. Just remember to have the 911, um, like on dial, because um, yeah, maybe someone tries to steal one or two of your kidneys. Um, yeah.